Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's project is going to be part of the color challenge. It's the weekend challenge for Scrapbooking with Me Boutique, the members room. And here's the picture right here. So we got these beautiful yellows, blue, almost like a turquoise, and a light tan. So the first thing I'm going to do, oh, sorry about, I'm just pointing out my broken nail there. But the first thing we're going to do is treat our watercolor paper, and I'm using the Tim Holtz or the Ranger watercolor paper. It's already cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're going to stamp this background stamp. It's from Hero Arts, and it's called, let's see, it's one of their bold prints. I'm trying to see the name, they make it so tiny. It's called Rings. Yeah, bold rings. So we're going to stamp that in VersaMark ink. And I'm stamping it for the most part. I'll be stamping it twice. So that way I can make sure we get even coverage with the VersaMark ink. Um, with watercolor paper, especially if you're using the more coarse side, you're going to want to do that only because of the texture in the paper. I do the same thing on the smooth side, but it's just because I just want to make sure I have enough ink. My VersaMark is an older pad, so it's still got some juice in it, but I just like to double check, make sure everything's going to be covered. And then once we do the VersaMark here twice, then I'm going to cover it with some Ranger Superfine Gold embossing powder, and we'll heat that up. And I'm going to do it twice because, like I said, I'm doing one on the more textured side of the watercolor paper and then one on the smooth side. And the part that I like most about the Ranger paper is the watercolor paper is very bright. It's a bright white. So if you're wanting that contrast that you get with that, then definitely use that. A lot of the other watercolor papers, if you ever like compare, you'll see that they have a little bit of a yellow tint to them. Okay, so I'm just covering with the superfine embossing powder, being careful because obviously the background is covering the entire sheet. And then once I get the powder on this one, I set it to the side and I do the second one. Now for the rest of the video, I am going to let the music play because it's just adding watercolors to the paper, and I'm using colors that are closest in my mind to the color challenge photo that I showed at the very beginning. Okay, so I'm going to let the music play, and then when I get to the coloring part, I'm going to see, hopefully I can do it. I'm going to try and add in the photos so you guys can see a side by side. All right, so enjoy, and I will see you at the end of the video. painting. To finish up, I want to use the Distress sprays. I'm going to use Picket Fence and uh, Black Soot just to finish it off with the splatters. For me, finishing it off this way gives it a nice finished touch. It's almost like adding the Nouveau drops or adding sequins. It just really gives it a final, just that little bit to give it a step up. So here are the close-ups. On this one, I just did a regular mat and added some gold thread. And then on the second one here, I did a fun corner punch and then added it to the front with no thread. So you could do it either way. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. I will have links to the scrapbookingwithme.com, and make sure if you do go over there and shop that you use my code, which is TT15, okay? And that'll also be down in the more section as well. So once again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the very end, I will have links to previous Sunday videos, and I will try and make sure to link to the .com so that way everything that I can find that we still carry, any embossing powders, stuff like that, and make sure you check out the .com and don't forget to use TT15 at checkout. Thanks you guys and have a great day.